We'll call the St. James Parish School Board meeting to order. Opening the meeting, A, prayer, Nicole Florent. B, pledge of allegiance, Tim DeTillier. You say the Our Father prayer.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
C, roll call, Chris Kimball.
Mr. Poche,
Here.
Ms. Quintella,
Here.
Ms. Washington,
Here.
Ms. Byer,
Here.
Mr. DeTillier,
Here.
Mr. Grow,
Here.
and President Florent.
Here. D, discussion and approval of meeting minutes from November 11, 2025.
So move.
Moved by Raymond Grove, second by Marty Poche. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Second, committee meeting reports. A, executive committee report of December 4th, 2025, President Nicole Florent. The St. James Parish School Board Executive Committee met in the school board meeting room on December 4th, 2025, at 4:15 p.m. Members present, Marty Poche, Angela Washington. Members absent, Nicole Florent. Purpose, to review the tentative agenda and set the agenda for the December 9th, 2025 school board meeting. Recommendations, it was motioned by Angela Washington, seconded by Marty Poche, and unanimously carried to approve the agenda for the December 9th, 2025 school board meeting. It was motioned by Angela Washington, seconded by Marty Poche, that the meeting adjourn at 4:38 p.m. B, Building Committee Report of December 9th, 2025, Chairperson Tim DeTillier.
St. James Parish School Board Building Committee met today at 4:30 p.m. Members present was Raymond Grove, Marty Poche, and myself. Our recommendations, motion by Marty and second by Raymond, and unanimously carried to approve and extend the contract with Continuity Operations Group. Secondly, motion by Raymond, second by Marty, and unanimously carried to approve to move forward with the camera and door access control at the Lutcher High School softball renovations. Third, motion by Marty, second by Raymond, and unanimously carried to approve and move forward with the public relations building renovations. And finally, fourth, motion by Raymond and second by Marty, and unanimously carried to approve change order number 2 for food services warehouse freezer and cooler replacement. Motion by Marty and second by Raymond. The meeting adjourned at 4:51 p.m.
Motion by Sue Byer, second by Angela Washington. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. C, Policy Committee Report of December 9th, 2025, Chairperson Sue Byer.
The St. James Parish School Board Policy Committee met today in the school board meeting room on Tuesday, December 9th at 5 p.m. Members present, Tim DeTillier, Nicole Florent, and myself. There was one recommendation. It was motioned by Tim DeTillier, seconded by Nicole Florent, and unanimously carried to approve the following policies: GAMEA, Employee Substance Abuse, and BBA, Officers in Their Duties. It was motioned by Tim DeTillier and seconded by Nicole Florent to adjourn this meeting at 5:04 p.m.
I need a motion. Motion by Angela Washington, second by Marty Poche. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Thank you, Madam President. I'd like to, at this time, before we get into the business portion of our meeting, I want to make 2 quick introductions and give them opportunity to address the board and the audiences at this time. The first is Ms. Monique Simmons. Ms. Monique Simmons is our new Director of Instructional Technology and Federal Programs, so if she could come up real quick, and we appreciate her being here, and I'm excited to have her back inside of our district. So I'll give her a round of applause.
Good evening, Board. How's everyone doing today? As Mr. Kimball mentioned, I am happy to be back into the district. This is home, so it feels like I never left. So I'm just living in the work right now. Love the support that I've been receiving, so I'm excited. Ready for an awesome school year.
Yes, thank you.
Welcome back. Welcome.
And next, I'd like to introduce Ms. Holly Foss. Ms. Holly Foss is our new Executive Director of Elementary Schools. As you know, Ms. Holly was a longtime principal at Paulina, 16 years.
Very long time.
That is really unheard of, to be honest. 16 years of being a principal at one school. I don't know, that's a long time. But anyway, Ms. Foss.
I just would like to thank the board, superintendent, and the interview committee for entrusting me in being in this position. It's a position that I'm not taking very lightly, and I'm looking forward to supporting our administrators and the district as a whole to continue to help our schools move forward and that we see student growth, because we do have amazing educators, principals, and students across this district. And we're looking forward to having the data to align with what we know our students are capable of across St. James Parish. So again, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
3, business, finance, instruction. A, discussion and approval of the following certificates of payment. This item aligns with priority 3 of the board's strategic action plan. Ashley Muntz.
Good afternoon. Tonight I bring before you, I have quite a few payouts tonight. We have a total of 8 with the projects we have going on. The first one I have is for Guy Hopkins Construction for the food service warehouse freezer cooler replacement in the amount of $215,977.50. The second one I have is for Thompson, Luke and Associates, which is for the design of the food service warehouse cooler and freezer in the amount of $9,117.33. I next move on to Guy Hopkins Construction for the Letcher High School gym renovations in the amount of $247,985.77. Which is actually for punch list items. There's still some punch lists there, but that's for some of the punch list items. The next one is also for Guy Hopkins for the Letcher High School gym renovations in the amount of $77,107.34, which is actually for the retainage because we're at the 45-day lien and they had the clean lien certificate. The next one I have is for Guy Hopkins again for the Letcher High School softball renovation complex renovation and addition in the amount of $185,570.41. And then I have Murray Architects for the design of the Letcher softball complex in the amount of $7,665. And then the final project, I have Pivotal LLC for the St. James High School Media Center Broadcast Studio in the amount of $30,660.05. And then the final one, which is for Murray Architects for the design of the St. James Media Broadcast Studio in the amount of $6,498.89 for a total of $780,582.29. So quite a few there, but we have a lot going on, as y'all know, going around the district. So we're asking for approval for all of those tonight.
Motion by Diana Cantilla, second by Sue Byer. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Thank you.
B, discussion and approval to amend a contract with St. James Parish School Board and Williamson Speech Therapy and Learning Center. This item aligns with priority 2 of the board's strategic action plan. Senator Boudreaux.
And good afternoon, Board. I come before you this afternoon to ask your approval to amend the contract with Williamson Speech Therapy and Learning Center. Of course, the contract was approved last month, but there was a renegotiation of the hourly rate for the services. They are currently taking a maternity leave of a speech therapist at Gramercy Elementary School, and the contract will end December 19th.
Motion by Tim Letellier, second by Raymond Group. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank you. C, discussion and approval of a job description for behavior strategist. This item aligns with priority 4 of the board's strategic action plan. Simone Labat.
Good evening. I come before you for your approval of this job description. It's not a new one. It's just one that we needed to look through, update, and as you can see, a draft was provided to you with that. What's in red, of course, is striked out, would be removing, and what was added in blue is some of the pieces that we've added to the job description. Currently, we've been advertising for a school psychologist. We started the year out, we were able to hire one. We have one already. We're looking for a second one. We're able to hire one. And just with our needs for our students, we felt like a second one was needed just because of the data that we're receiving from the schools. But when we hire, I think once they get the job, they realize that's really not in line with what they were thinking it would be. So kind of worked with Seneca, kind of decided that a twist to the job and posting more of a behavior strategist, because that's really what we need and what our students need, someone supporting with the teachers in the classroom without the behavior of our students. So this job description would better align. It's not an added position, it's just instead of hiring a school psychologist, we're gonna try to, because we haven't been too successful with filling that job, put this one out in the replacement of a school psychologist. Hopefully we have maybe a few other people that would maybe try to apply, and maybe we can get on board with us to give schools the support that they need.
Motion by Angela Washington, second by Raymond Gru. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. D, discussion and approval of a job description for library media specialist. This item aligns with priority 4 of the board's strategic action plan. Simone Labat.
Yes, I come before you for a review of another job description, the library media specialist job description. As you can see, again, I provide the draft for you. You see in blue the added pieces, and of course in red the strikeouts, which we remove. There was a lot of antiquated language in the job description, so we'd like to go ahead and update that. Of course, as you can see, we have Common Core still in the job description. There was another piece that was also came along last year. We no longer use the Compass rubric for their evaluation, so we wanted to go ahead and update that while we were updating the job description. And one more duty that has become a very big job duty for them in the schools because of online testing. They are our technology. They do support on the technology side for our online testing for district and state testing. So it's a big role for them as they support in the schools. The added piece also for this is the qualifications. As you can see, what we're deleting is striked out in red, and of course what we added is in blue. And again, it requires for them to hold a valid teaching certificate, a master's degree in education, and a library examination, a passing score on a library examination test. That's the praxis. So again, this is in alignment with the bulletin for administration and certifications. We did reach out to the state, so that way, again, we want to make sure that these jobs are aligning, and of course, we're building our people to be able to support our schools the way that they need to be able to support our schools.
I need a motion. Motion by Sue Ryan, second by Angela Washington. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Carried. Thank you. E, executive session. Consider entering into executive session pursuant to LARS 4217A2 to discuss the status and strategy in the matter of St. James Parish School Board versus certain underwriters at Lloyd's, Indian Harbor Insurance Company, QBE Specialty Insurance Company, Steadfast Insurance Company, General Security Indemnity Company of Arizona, United Specialty Insurance Company, Lexington Insurance Company, HDI Global Specialty SE, Old Republic Union Insurance Company, Giovera Specialty Insurance Company, and Transverse Specialty Insurance Company. Civil action number 2-23-CV-06638, U.S. District Court for the Eastern District of Louisiana, Honorable Wendy B. Vitter, Evan Alvarez, and Michael Calabro.
Make a motion to go into executive session.
Motion by Sue, second by Coach Tim. All in favor?
Aye.
Madam President, you need a motion to come back into open session.
Motion by Sue, second by Diana Cantillo. All in favor?
Aye.
There are no actions necessary for this particular executive session, so we're going to pass on item F, and we're going to move on to item G.
G, election of officers of the St. James Parish School Board in accordance with policy BBA, officers president and vice president, Superintendent Kimball.
Yes, ma'am. At this time, we're gonna elect a president and a vice president for to start officially at the January meeting. And so we'll go ahead and I guess before we do that, does anybody have any comments or anything before I get started with that?
I would have a comment. Just being here for all these years, back in the day, when they elected the president and vice president, I mean, they had to vote every year. I mean, you got to do that by law. And I certainly want to continue that every year. I want to have election every year. It's just that I think sometimes, you know, when you're in that president role, you maybe didn't realize what it was and stuff. What I'm saying is, I saw it happen in the last two presidents. They got there, and boy, it's a lot thrown at them. Yeah. And it took them about 6 to 8 months to get comfortable, right. And they're comfortable in it, and then we changed them. All I'm saying is, I don't want to change any. Maybe they had enough and they just want to quit. But if not, if you really want to be the president, I just think we should give that president, you know, at least a minimum of 2 years. One year to get comfortable, and the other year to, you know, that's what we did. In the olden days, I know that's what they did, you know, and we hadn't done that in the last two. But I just wanted to mention that, and some of these veterans here might want to comment on that. But I just think it would be good if we did that.
I think the one thing that changed was term limits, because they never had term limits. So there's 4 of us on this board that can only serve 1 more year.
Right.
So
And that too,
Right.
when board members, new ones come in, it takes a
Right.
while to realize
Right.
Right.
the responsibilities.
Yeah.
And
So
the
I
new ones
agree
coming in
with
are not going to be prepared.
Right, it takes a while.
And that's what made me say what I just said. You know, I
Yeah.
think we can have the election every year, but
Sure.
I think we should give that president and vice president, give them at least 2 years. You know.
Is that, I mean, we can.
I'm not looking for a motion.
No, it's not looking to change anything.
Yeah.
Just making a
he's
statement.
just making a statement.
Like what Coach Tim said, was like I said, when we got on the board, of course, that's when we started term limits. Okay, max is 4. The boards prior to us, and the old members there, do 2 years at a time, you know. And that was an in-house agreement, a board agreement they did, you know, like I said, because you still vote every year.
Correct.
You still vote.
Right.
Like Coach Tim said, you know, it'd be good for 2 years, but where this board changed, and we had 1 year and then 1 year, because we know so many members are leaving off this board. Next year, you know, probably the majority of us leaving off the board. And it was to give the new members, hopefully they'll be reelected, you know, opportunity, and the older members would have that opportunity also to become president. You know, and that's why the last 3 years we had 3 different presidents, you know. And like one of the comments that a past board member had made to me was they did it 2 years because they really didn't want every year, if we change, we have to change all the documentation with superintendent. So it can go to 2 years, and at least you look for that 3rd year, then you'll change it. You know, it'd just be every other year you'd be changing documentation at the bank and all the letters with the superintendent and the board president.
Well, I just wanted to make sure it wasn't the superintendent. The president didn't like working with the superintendent. But no.
You're just too hard to deal with.
No, but anyway, no, I appreciate that, Coach Tim, and I think the
Yes.
board appreciates the sentiment as well. But at this time, we do have to have nominations. So at this time, I'm opening the floor for nominations for school board president. Are there any nominations for president?
I nominate Marty Posey.
I accept.
Okay. Are there any additional nominations for president?
I was going to second.
Any additional nominations for president? Hearing no further nominations, nominations for the school board president is now closed. We don't need to take a vote at this time. So, Mr. Poche, congratulations. You move forward first. Second, number 2. Moving on, we'll now open the floor for nominations for school board vice president. Are there any nominations for vice president?
I nominate Angela Washington.
Miss Angela, do you accept that nomination?
I accept.
Okay. Are there any additional nominations for vice president? Are there any additional nominations for vice president? Hearing no further nominations, nominations for school board vice president is now closed. Congratulations, Ms. Washington. You're the new vice president of St. James Parish School.
You rubbing
So-
elbows with them important people.
And I appreciate, I know we changed the policy earlier in regards to that. We have done that in January. But this gives us an opportunity to get things ready and prepared for the January meeting, so we can hit the ground running and we don't have to, do all that confusion at the board meeting in January. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And before we wrap this up, I do want to thank, Ms. Florent for being the board president this year. I know it's a lot of responsibility, it's a lot of time, it's a lot of effort, a lot of phone calls with myself.
A lot of signing papers.
And a lot of signing of paperwork. So I do appreciate her work and with me and her flexibility with me. And as well as Mr. Poche as vice president, he was. So I do appreciate both of them and the work that they did. And I'm looking forward to next year.
Thank you, Nick.
So working with you guys. Congratulations, guys.
Thank you.
4, closing of meeting. A, condolences. Kevin Moses, son of Iris Moses, retired teacher. Dan Bourgeois, stepfather of Kathy Bland, teacher and coach. Chad Clark, son of Linda Clark, retired teacher. And a motion by Raymond Grove, for the unanimous second. B, adjournment.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion by Sue, second by Angela Washington. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.